thanks for tuning in to the 5th episode already of D-Will Fitness Live. I appreciate it. I've gotten some amazing feedback from last week's episode and episodes previous. Thank you for the people that have shared it. I cannot tell you how much that means to me and how far those shares go. So thank you so very much. But tonight, I got an awesome episode for you guys, and it's going to be an all Q&A. I got 20 questions that you guys sent in, so I want to just jump right into this. Honestly, I was like, should I add a weekly topic this week too? But I want to keep these videos at a decent length of time, and these questions started to add up that you guys were sending over. So we're going to get right into it, and rapid fire again. I just compiled these questions from you guys that you guys sent over to my email, and I'm just going to be answering these on the spot. So here we go. Rapid fire. So first question, I have lost weight plenty of times before, but I always seem to put some back on. Best advice. All right, so sounds like you maybe are in that revolving door a lot of people find themselves into, right? You're losing weight, you put it back on, and it's just that vicious cycle. And usually it's because maybe you did something that's not sustainable, something that you can't do forever. So again, that's all back to what I preach all the time, making it a lifestyle. If you can't do it forever, and what are you going to do when you can't do it anymore, right? You're going to probably defer back to your old ways. Also, you might be on a plan where you were just told what to do, but not how to do it. And what I mean is maybe you were on a nutrition plan, right? And they were like, eat this much chicken, eat this much rice, blah, 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 whatever. Tell you exactly what to eat. But when you don't have someone there to tell you what to eat all the time, what are you doing? How do I do it? And again, what I teach my clients is how to make these decisions for themselves, how to build a meal from scratch, what each meal should compile of, when they should eat, all those little things. So when they don't have me, again, I'm not looking to keep a client for the rest of their lives. If they want me to be their coach for the rest of their lives, awesome. But again, I'm trying to get all my clients to be an expert at this as well. How to eat clean and how to work out. Again, maybe you were going to the gym and had a trainer and they were telling you exactly what to do. Do this movement, do this movement, do this movement. And you do it because they tell you, but you don't know why you're doing it. Why am I doing the workouts in this order? Why am I holding it this way? All that type of stuff. I teach my clients, I show them what to do, but the reason behind it. And when you have a reason, you're way more bought in, right? So that might be some of the things that I've noticed. So again, maybe you just found yourself in that revolving door. And again, I like to stop that once and forever, stop that vicious cycle. So reach out to me and hopefully we can do that for you. Next question, how long before working out should I eat? All right, great question. So honestly, the studies have shown proper digestion, 45 minutes to an hour would kind of be the cutoff to have no more food before going to the gym. Even to take this one step further, I love to get a fast digesting carb in my system for some extra fuel before I go train. So that would be some oats, some fruit, something quick to kind of just, spike that, get some energy in your system. Next question, how much water should a person drink in a day? So this is, a pretty basic question, but it can be complex. I've heard a bunch of numbers kind of thrown around on, a gallon a day, this. First off, it's going to depend on, you particular. So this is not necessarily going to be, the be all for everyone. So for example, now a good average to kind of go off of, for males, I have about 104 ounces is recommended and 72 for females, that's ounces. So a normal, I got a water bottle over here. So for males, maybe you're 6, 7 of these, 4, 5 for females. Now, if you're training hard, right, and you're sweating a lot and, you have longer workouts, you're going to probably just be drinking more water because you're going to be thirstier because you're sweating more, but that might be calling for more water. Also, I like to drink more water if I'm ever having caffeinated beverages. So caffeine is going to dehydrate you. So, if you're having like a diet soda or an energy drink or whatever it could be, coffee, I always like to have water to, on top of that caffeinated drink. So that's something also to keep in mind. Next question. What's your best way to cure a sweet tooth? All right, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got a sweet tooth. I love sweets, but how do I kind of not go overboard all the time with those? And number one is fruit. So fruit is that great thing that if you keep it in the house, go to the grocery store, always load up on some fruit to have, and that'll give you that sweet tooth fix. Versus going into, some other areas where we could go grab a sweet and so forth. Also, having some protein powders and mixing up and being creative. Like I've shared some recipes with some clients, like mixing protein powder and like vanilla Greek yogurt and making like a chocolate mousse. Like I get very creative when I have these sweet tooths, especially when I'm cutting weight. So those are some things to think of. Protein bars as well. Just be careful on how much fat and carbs are in some of those, because some try to act as a meal replacement. And again, it should just be a snack. You should never replace a meal with a supplement. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Next question. How soon after you wake up should you eat breakfast? All right, so a good kind of rule of thumb to kickstart that engine in the morning would be eating within 45 minutes to an hour after you wake up. If you can do it sooner, awesome. It's kind of hard to roll out of bed and start stuffing your face with something. But again, more than half the people, and I've been doing this for a while, I'll have a consultation with them and I always ask them, do you eat breakfast regularly? And most people don't eat breakfast. So if you are eating breakfast out there, you're not in the norm, all right? And the reason for that is, people don't necessarily prepare. They're rushing in the morning, trying to get to work and so forth. But breakfast is so crucial. We've been told since we were this tall, right, how it's the most important meal of the day. And the reason for it is it kickstarts that engine in the morning. We want to get some food quick, and if you're having a trouble eating breakfast, then just start with something light. You don't got to eat a bunch to kickstart that engine. And again, also, drinking water in the morning also will kickstart your metabolism, not just food. Water does the same thing. So drinking a bottle of water in the morning, kickstart that engine, start burning that fuel throughout the day. All right. So many people are not getting any food in their system to maybe lunchtime, and they've been woke up for 4 or 5 hours. You slept for, let's say you slept for 8. You're at 13, 14 hours. Maybe you didn't eat an hour before you went to bed the night previous, and you're going like 14, 15 hours with no food. And your metabolism is just, kind of hitting a wall there. So it's really crucial to start that momentum early in the morning. Next question here. Let's see. Best advice for watching salt sodium intake. So salt and sodium, we need it in our diet, but a lot of times we can get too much. And I just had this conversation with a client the other day on where the weigh-in wasn't necessarily where we wanted it to be. And, it was honestly because they had an influx of sodium. The more sodium you have, the more water you're going to retain. And a lot of things are high in sodium. For example, processed foods. If you go out to eat, even to like healthy places like a Chipotle or a Chick-fil-A, those are just some healthier fast food places that I've seen. But if you look at their sodium levels, they are extremely high. A kind of good rule of thumb would be 2,500 to 3,000 milligrams of sodium would be like max for somebody. And a lot of times you're maybe eating something that has over 1,000 in itself. But if you are eating clean for the majority, most of those foods are going to be low in sodium. So that's just something to think of. Next question here. Do you recommend stretching before working out? Of course, especially as you get older. It's something definitely that I have, the last probably 5 years or so, definitely took more pride in warming up, preventing any injuries. I've been lucky to never have an injury in the gym, knock on wood, because I'm smart about it. Not just doing stretches, but also I like to warm up very light with the movement that I'm about to do. So let me give you guys some examples. If I'm doing squats, right? Actually doing like body weight squats before I load up the bar with some weight, or just, warming up with the bar itself. Actually doing a great warm-up is doing the exact movement you're about to do, so you're getting everything firing and on full force. Also, if I'm doing bench press, cool, I'll warm up just with the bar, right? Or dumbbell chest press, I'll warm up with some lightweight before getting into my working sets. I call those warm-up sets. So yes, very crucial to warm up versus just jumping into that workout and going crazy from the get. Also, before lifting, it doesn't hurt to get your body a little bit more warmed up by doing a little cardio before lifting. Again, it shouldn't be a workout, it should be a warm-up. So maybe getting on the treadmill or the elliptical for 10 minutes, warm up that body, get the blood flowing before getting into your strength training or weight training. Let's see, what do we got next here? What is your go-to post-workout meals? Sometimes in my stories I like to share my post-workout meals. So maybe you've seen my stories on there, but I love something that is high on carbs after I train to restore my glycogen levels that I just used a crap ton of those when I was training hard. Also, of course, a protein. So again, good rule of thumb for your meals, kind of 3 things that every meal should have, at least lunch and dinner, is a protein, a carb, and a vegetable. And then breakfast should have a carb and a protein. All right, so you'll find me having, for example, that post-workout meal, if that's my lunch, depending on what time I train, have an awesome protein, whether it's fish, chicken, steak, whatever, carbs, sweet potato, brown rice, and then a vegetable as well to help with digestion. But I go a little bit higher on carbs on that post-workout meal than I do on carbs other times of the day. Next question here. Are mass gainers worth the money? So I didn't cover this in the supplement talk I had a few weeks ago, but mass gainers are a waste of money. Most of them are junk. They're full of fillers and sugars and garbage, and honestly, they come in those huge tubs, right? And it takes 4 scoops, and you're probably not going to be feeling too well after it. And again, you can actually get more bang for your buck by just eating real food. Obviously, the mass gainer is more easier because you just got to shake it up and drink it. But real food is going to be cheaper, and it's going to be better for you. Your body's going to be able to digest it. You're going to even get more protein, more carbs. So if your goal is to put on weight, then I would stick away from the mass gainers and just eat real food. And again, it's going to save you money at the same time. What gym do I work out at? All right, so I've worked out at pretty much every gym. Guys, if you guys know me, I used to run a gym. Used to be a general manager at a gym and a personal trainer at a gym. I currently train myself at Lifetime Fitness here in Minneapolis. There's Lifetimes probably all over. It's probably more of a gym than I need. I've talked about, more is not always better, and you don't need a lot of equipment to get a great workout. I like it just because it's not as busy as some other gyms, and it does have all the equipment I need and heavier weights and so forth, but I don't use, a whole lot the swimming pool, the basketball court, or all the other stuff I pay for. But, it's always clean, and, it has everything I need. But again, I've worked out at Snap Fitnesses, Anytime Fitnesses, Planet Fitnesses, all that's LA Fitness, wherever you can, or like we talked about last week, equipment at home will do as well. Let's see what's next. How do I get bigger arms? So I've covered this. I think this was maybe the one question I put down that I think I maybe covered before, but triceps for bigger arms. Everybody's focused on curls for the girls. It's really triceps, which would take up 2/3 of your upper arm versus your bicep. So working these guys, some good workouts for you that you maybe want to give a try at would be tricep dips, tricep push downs with the cable. Mix up the angles, guys. Don't just put your hands in the same place on the bar when you're doing push downs every time. Move them to the outside. Hit the more outside of your triceps. Move them closer. I'm always about switching up angles, behind the head cable extension, tricep cable extensions, skull crushers, behind the head dumbbell extensions. Those are all my go-to triceps. Superset them with biceps, and then go high volume, high reps, and just burn them, right? And again, with triceps, it's all about the squeeze. So if you're doing like a tricep cable push down, or push it down till you feel it back here in your tricep, slow on the way up, a good pause. Everybody's just moving weight. Control the weight. Maybe that means you actually have to lower the weight to get more out of it, all right? Control the weight the whole time. Squeeze, emphasize on the muscle that you're targeting, and go from there. All right, let's see. How long, I like these. Next 2 questions here are actually from the same person, and they are kind of business questions, so this is kind of cool. How long did it take to start your own business? So this probably was probably over a decade to probably start my business, to be able to get myself to a point where I financially could leave my job and so forth. Now, where did I have the idea to do exactly what I'm doing? Probably about 2.5 years ago. I bought my website name, dwillfitness.com, about probably going on 3 years, the URL now. So bought the domain name and kind of was just sitting on it while I was still getting my ducks in the row to be able to transition away from a 9-to-5 job to be able to work for myself. Now, again, obviously, like I've talked about my passion and health and fitness, and I left a job years ago that I wasn't happy to do something that I love, something that not just compensates me in money, but compensates me in being able to help people change their lives and better themselves. And that's what this is all about, guys. It's amazing. So I made that transition, got into a gym. Like I said, I was general manager of a gym and personal trainer. And then this is a big reason why now I'm allowed to even help more people at a higher capacity, being able to work for myself. Next question from that same person was, who did you use to build your website? So I use, honestly, Squarespace, and I love talking about this because, did I know how to build a website? Did I know how to go get business licenses? Did I know how to do that? Did I have all the answers before I start? Anybody that started a business can vouch for this. You're not going to have all the answers, but you just figure it out, right? You don't need to go to business school also to have all the answers. Everybody waits forever to have everything perfect before they start. Trust me, you'll figure it out. And there's a powerful thing that's going to help you along when it comes all those maybe little things you don't know. And that little thing is called Google, all right? How to build a website, how to get a business license, blah, 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 right? So that will go from there, all right? Next question. If you weren't a coach and a trainer, what would you be doing? I love this question. So honestly, if I wasn't in fitness or anything like that, I probably wouldn't be too happy because this is my number one thing that makes me happy and doesn't feel like a job. But I probably would be in a sales job. Been in sales since I was 18. Did well in that, so I'd probably be, somewhere selling something, probably not too happy. Next question. Is a six-pack sustainable? It definitely is. Now, what does it take to get a six-pack, right? It's all about what your body fat percentage is. So to give you guys kind of an idea what your abs will look like at different body fat percentages, 20% will kind of be where you'll start to pretty much have a flat stomach. Once you get maybe to around 15%, you'll start seeing some definition in your stomach. A six-pack, when you see all the definition of your stomach, and again, if you have built your core and your abs up, that would be more around 10%. So yeah, can you sustain 10 to 12% body fat? Of course you can. But of course, it's going to take some discipline, especially with nutrition and, of course, in the gym as well. Next question here. We're chugging along. Guys, 20 questions tonight, so I thank you all for tuning in. Next question here. How long should I work out for? So it's not necessarily how long you should work out for. It's what you're doing when you're in the gym, right? I feel like I'm at the point now where I can go in the gym and get a better workout in 15 minutes than maybe 10 years ago I was doing in an hour, all right? It's not, you got to have the tools to be able to get a great workout in. What are you doing when you're there? Anybody can go to the gym for an hour and a half, but what are you doing when you're there? Honestly, if you're just starting, 45 minutes is kind of that perfect time where by the time you warm up and actually get into the workout, would be a great amount of time for when you're just starting. I train for about an hour and a half because I love it. It's my favorite place to be is in the gym. So I don't expect everybody to be there that long and going that hard at that intensity. But 45 minutes is usually kind of like a perfect amount of time where you'd be able to get a great workout in. And even if you can't do that, any time's better than none. Let's see here. Next question, your opinion on Weight Watchers. So Weight Watcher has a lot of great philosophies when it comes to eating right. I can't lie. I've, just like everything that's out there, I've done my research on it. To be a little educated, I got to know, they're my competition, but, they've been around forever. So they got to be doing something right. Now, their point system is great because it does give people an idea of the types of foods they should be eating. So, and it's worked for a lot of people. I've heard awesome success stories from past clients that have done it. But again, they were coming to me to get help again because they weren't doing it. So if you can't do it forever, right? Well, I guess you could do Weight Watchers forever, but maybe you don't want to pay them forever. Then maybe try to find something that you can make a lifestyle out of, right? Something that you know why you're doing it, not just listening to somebody. Why am I eating this? Why am I doing this? If you know why, then you can make those decisions for yourself going forward. All right, last 3 questions here before we wrap up. These are some good ones. Thoughts on intermittent fasting. All right, so I have probably ticked some people off with my rants about intermittent fasting and so forth and whatnot because, but let me just start with this. Intermittent fasting works, guys. It does. A lot of these fad diets do work. But again, it's not sustainable. You're not going to intermittent fast for the rest of your life, right? Now, here's another thing, and there's been more and more research shown about this. I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. There's more and more research being shown that intermittent fasting is screwing up a lot of people's metabolisms. And the reason for that is they're going a long time between eating and their metabolism is dropping. Their body's not burning as much fuel. And a huge part of what I teach my clients is to get their metabolism working better for them. Get their body just working better, burning more fuel throughout the day. And we can do that in a number of ways. And that's a whole other subject. That can maybe be a weekly topic. So, and again, as we get older, our metabolism just continues to slow down and down and down. Guys, when we were younger, we could eat whatever we want. When we get older, it's like, damn, that adds on easy. Man, and just one day it flips off a switch and you're like, damn, how did this happen? But, again, we'll do your research before starting about anything. We're talking about our body. We only get one of them. Let's not wreck it, all right? Just because we want some quick results. So, all right, rant over, I guess. Next question, thoughts on fasted cardio. So fasted cardio, first off, the purpose of it is if you're fasted, your body's not going to have any glucose or carbs or anything like that to be able to use as fuel. So in a sense, your body will turn to burn body fat instead to give yourself fuel for that cardio workout in the morning. That's why fasted cardio is kind of the craze. I'm not a fan of it. Fasted cardio can be great. A lot of people though, however, get a little woozy and not feeling so great when you're training on zero food. I have done it before. My energy levels definitely were not the same, but it might be something that if you continue to do, you get more and more used to, but I'm not against it. All right, I kind of already answered this last question on an earlier question, but the last question of the day, what is an ideal breakfast? So I talked about how majority of people don't eat breakfast. A great ideal breakfast would be, again, 1 serving or whatever, of protein and 1 serving of carb. Get both in. So instead of waking up and just having egg whites, just a protein now and no carb with it, we don't want that. We want to have a protein and a carb. And this is then vice versa. So for example, some protein options for breakfast would be eggs, egg whites, Greek yogurt, turkey sausage, some healthy low-fat proteins, okay? Protein shake. Also a carb in the morning, some fruits, wheat toast, I can go on, but just one of each. Don't miss one or the other. And what's cool is if someone that's tracking their macros and tracking their food, if you eat one of each in the morning, you're just kind of setting the tone for the rest of the day. And you're not having to catch up on your protein or catch up on your carbs. You're not starting in the hole. So that's another thing to think about. But that is it, guys. It is 10:30 where I'm at right now, and I am fired up. I've had a couple training sessions with clients tonight, in-person training clients. So I wanted to make sure I still got this done today. And I appreciate everybody that was tuning in right now or tunes in the future. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is week 5 already, or episode 5 of D Will Fitness Live. And again, if you found some information from here, all I ask is you guys give me a like, comment something, or share it to your friends. It goes so far. So again, I will see you guys this week for some other content, but next Monday we will be back here again for D Will Fitness Live episode 6 with a new weekly topic, your guys' questions, and if you have some questions, please send them to Mr. DWillFitness@gmail.com, and I will see you guys soon.